Case 4043, Polidor versus Purcell.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Mr. Polidor, you and Miss Purcell know each other for a very long time. You were romantically involved at some point, and you have a child together. How old is that child?
4 now, I believe.
No, she hasn't even turned 3 yet, Your Honor.
Were you and Miss Purcell living together at the time she was born?
Yes, ma'am.
How long did you live together after she was born?
It was off and on all the time, but it wasn't long. As soon as I found out I had a case on me, I ended up leaving.
What do you mean, a case on you? What kind of case on you?
Aggravated assault case on me.
What we're here for today?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so at the time that this incident occurred, which was in 2022, were you living together, sir?
Yeah.
Where were you living?
Her residence.
That is not true, Your Honor.
Well, that sounds sort of peculiar, sir, because according to your complaint, you were driving her home. In any event, this is what your case is about. In 2022, there was an argument. And I gather that the argument ensued because you had gotten a babysitter for your daughter.
Correct.
And you didn't approve of this babysitter, so you were having a discussion with her about the babysitter.
I wasn't necessarily objecting to the babysitter. I had my concerns about it. I never once said my baby couldn't go there. I just said, hey, I kind of have these concerns. And that's how the incident arose, is because I brought my concerns to her right here.
And you're back at her residence?
No, the argument started in the car. She tried to throw my insulin out the window. It was in the middle console. There was nothing I could really do. She didn't end up throwing it out the window. I just let her know I'll get more. We made it back to the house. She slams the door. She walks in. I'm behind her. I had to park the car. She's yelling at me, cussing at me. And I'm shocked because, why would you be mad that I'm wondering about the care of my daughter? I never even said she couldn't go there. I was just more interested in the situation. She started cussing me out. She goes to leave.
Goes to leave?
She goes to walk out.
Out of the bedroom?
Out of the bedroom. I start laughing at her because it's hilarious. I bust up laughing at her because it's ridiculous. That just set her off.
Where were you when you were laughing?
I'm leaning on the bed, halfway on the bed, and my feet are on, the rest board. And the nightstand right there is located a lamp. She picks up the lamp and she hits me with it 3 times. I get up, I wrap my arms around her to stop her from assaulting me with the lamp. I let her go. When she dropped the lamp, I got back on the bed. She tried to swing at me, so I put my feet out, and she couldn't get to me. She picks up a porcelain cup. I'm like, no, don't do it. She threw it. I heard a pop, felt numbness. My leg, I looked down, my leg was bleeding. She grabbed her stethoscope and left. I call a friend. And he took me to the hospital, and
I'd like to see the hospital record if you have.
Oh, yeah.
And this was on the 4th?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you speak to any police on the 4th?
No, not on the 4th. I didn't.
Okay.
I ain't call them.
Just a second. Okay. So now you're at the hospital, you received sutures. I've read the hospital record. It indicates that you had a relatively serious injury.
Yes, ma'am.
Does indicate that you have type 1 diabetes.
Yes, ma'am.
And you did not file charges against her.
Nah.
Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. But there were charges that were filed against you.
100%.
Okay. Now, why don't you tell me your version of now we're in the bedroom?
So now we're in the bedroom, and I'm trying to grab my stethoscope so I could go to work. And I'm on my way, trying to go out the door, and he was blocking it, telling me that he wanted to take my car and drop me off, and he was gonna go pick up our daughter from the babysitter because he didn't like the babysitter. So we were fighting about that, and he said he wanted to go pick her up, and I told him he's not gonna pick her up, and he's not gonna take my car. And he was blocking the doorway, so I tried to push past him. And
how did you try to do that?
Because he had his arms and like blocking it, so I tried to go in between, and it didn't work. And he had pushed me and thrown me on the bed, and he was choking me.
And how did he do that? How did he push you on the bed and choke you?
So when he pushed me back, I kind of just stumbled, and then I don't know, he grabbed me and threw me on the bed. I really don't recall how it happened. He was just on top of me on the bed, and he was choking me. And I was trying to get him off, and I believe I need him. At some point, he had gotten off of me after choking me, and I got up to run out the door, and he got up to chase after me, and so I grabbed the porcelain cup that was on the nightstand, and on my way out, I threw it behind me at him. And then I went and got in the car, and I went to work.
What time of the day was this?
I want to say around 4 p.m.-ish, 5 p.m.
Okay, and you went to work?
Correct.
And you work an 8-hour shift?
That time, yes.
And then you went home?
I picked up the baby and then I went home, yes.
What time did you pick up the baby?
I think it was about 11:30 midnight.
And you went home?
Yes.
He was not there?
No, he was not there.
Okay.
His Polidor claims his ex-girlfriend, Kyla Purcell, owes for medical bills from an assault. Kyla is countersuing for lost wages and emotional distress.
Now, what happened the next day?
The next day I worked again, and the cops had come to me.
Just a second. Cops don't come to you unless somehow they're notified.
Well, this wasn't the next day. So the day I went to work, before coming home, I had gone online and filed for an emergency protective order.
Just a second. You mean on the 4th?
Yes, on the 4th, my first day back at work. So I had texted him while at work and told him, make sure you're not at my house when I get there. And he had said, well, I get mail here, so that means I live here. You're going to have to evict me.
Okay, so do you have those texts?
Unfortunately, I do not have those texts.
Do you have those texts?
Nah, man.
Do they
I don't.
exist?
I don't know. I don't even know what she's talking about.
Okay, well, if you don't have those texts, they don't exist.
And then from that point, so then I went online and I filed for an emergency protective order, which was granted.
Just a second. Can I have a copy of what
Yes.
you filed online?
This is when I filed on the 4th, but they had granted me a wrong one on accident. They granted me, I believe...
Just a second.
She actually had me served with 2 of them.
Just a second. I'm trying to see what you indicate here that he did specifically. In Utah, you don't have to write a narrative of what he did?
There was...
Just a second. Just answer my question. That's
It
a
was
yes or a
submitted,
no. It's
yeah.
not here.
I do have the police report from that night, from April 4th.
I'd like to take a look at it. No, this is something that was done by the police on April 6th.
Can I explain that, Your Honor?
Shh. Is dispatched to a domestic violence incident that occurred on Monday, April 4th. The victim, that's Marcus Polidor, stated his girlfriend was so upset with him, hit him in his leg with a porcelain cup. Okay, so she has pictures and she apologizes. There were text messages that the police saw that she's sorry for hitting him with the mug, but also states she would not have done that if he didn't choke her. Okay, so you were notified that she had filed a protective order online.
Yeah.
Not yeah.
Yeah.
That's a yes. And after you were notified that she filed the protective order online, you spoke to the police.
Yeah,
It
well,
says-
that's who she sent to the house to serve me. So when they came to the house, I was shocked. I was like, why am I getting a protective order served on me? She tried to sever my leg.
Okay, now I'm going to see the photographs of your legs, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
And I'm going to see photographs of your neck. Can you tell me when these pictures were taken? Because you attacked...
That's what she sent the police.
is-
That's right out of my discovery from when they charged
No,
me.
no,
That was-
is this... Can I see the pictures? Pictures? This...
That's what the police gave me out of my discovery. That whole 2 years I fought this case, that's the evidence they had on me.
Okay, now, these are your photographs that you're showing me?
Yes.
You want to make a circle where you say his handprints are?
I'm sorry?
You want to make a circle where you
Oh.
want me to see his handprints are. And maybe you have better photographs.
I do. They're here.
Well, I'd like to take a look at them because
Okay.
those don't show me anything. I mean, this spot right here? Is that what you're talking about?
That was just a scratch on the other side from his fingernail. I'm talking on the top one, if you can see some fingerprint.
Okay, now, what happened in January of 2024?
So the charge was dismissed. I fought that case for 2 years.
He took a plea deal, Your Honor.
What happened to the case that you fought?
Oh, it dismissed with prejudice.
I'd like to see.
Yeah, yes, ma'am.
I have them here if you'd like. I have copies.
I would.
shows that they were dropped in part of a plea
I
deal.
can't hear you when I'm reading. This is interesting. Sir, you took a plea in January of 2024 to violating the temporary protection order.
Yes, ma'am, not an assault.
Okay. And what did that violation allege?
That I went to the house?
Just
That's
that you
what a
went to the house?
That's what a protective order is?
No. Just that you went to the house is my question.
That's what I pled to. I mean, that's contact with her. That's what I pled to.
I have the police report for that violation
I'd like
as well.
to see it.
I've got the police report for both violations. You want just the first one that we're talking about?
I'd like to see both.
Okay.
Both violation. What's she talking about?
And then I also have 4 more copies of protective orders as well. If you'd
No,
like
I
to
don't
see
need
those.
it. What? I need, not right now. Okay, this occurred in October of 2022 on her complaint that you had gone to pick up your daughter from friends and failing to return her. That's what this was about.
That's not what happened.
I'm just telling you what the complaint
Okay.
was.
I ain't never got no paper like that, though. I ain't never got charged with that.
Polidor was screened on count 1 of the violation of the protective order for his action of calling Purcell.
I never got. That's a lie.
Calling Purcell as opposed to only contacting her by text message
Nah, that ain't true.
as ordered and served in the protective order.
That ain't true.
I'm just trying to figure out what you pled guilty to.
I told you.
What?
Violation of protective order.
By what conduct?
She invited me to the house. I went to the house.
On what date?
That was October. I went to was it November? I went to jail that night.
It would be the police report that's highlighted in blue.
She's giving you all kind of stuff. I ain't never even seen that in my life. Never even heard this.
I'm sorry, the green highlighted police report is what he's
Bet.
speaking of right now. The one that you have in your hand, it's got the
It's all
green tag.
irrelevant.
Has accused his ex-girlfriend, Kyla Purcell, of injuring his leg during an assault. Kyla is countersuing for lost wages and emotional distress, claiming Marcus assaulted her.
Now, I want to know what he pled guilty to.
He had texted me, said he was out of money, and asked if there was any insulin in my fridge that he could come and get. And I put it on the porch, sent him a picture of it, and said, come get it off the porch and go, because I had a protective order. And I didn't lock my door. I wasn't really good at locking my door. And he had walked in, and I was doing the dishes, and the baby was sitting there, and I told him, she did the little baby bounce, she was happy to see him. So I said, okay, 10 minutes, but you gotta go. Well, then he grabbed some alcohol off my counter and started drinking it. He didn't want to leave, and we got into an altercation at that time. And he poured beer on our infant daughter. And
No,
that
she
is the one
lied.
that he pled guilty to, that violation
No,
of
she
protective
lied.
order.
Okay, so in January of 2024, I am correct, sir, that you went to court and resolved all of these outstanding protective orders by you taking a plea to violating the temporary protection order, and all the other charges were dismissed with prejudice, and she was granted a permanent protective order.
Yeah, and I was glad to sign it, too.
That's either a yes or a no.
Yes.
Okay, so you had a permanent protective order.
And it also...
May I?
You want to see it?
Yes.
It also, I've highlighted it. It says that he's supposed to pay me restitution.
I just want to see it, please.
Read it.
Okay. So she has a permanent protective order that looks like it expires in the year 3000.
Yeah, yes.
I hope you're here when it expires.
Me too.
So now you pled guilty.
Yes, I did take a plea deal, but they didn't have evidence on me in the first place. There's nothing on this young lady. There ain't nothing on her.
Well, you had an absolute opportunity at the time when the judge was hearing all of these matters that had been pending for 2 years
Yes, ma'am.
to say, I did violate the temporary order of protection. I'm prepared to take a plea to that, but I want a trial on the original request for an order of protection.
On the original request, that had nothing to do with this case. And I'm just gonna say it like this. Why would I take that to trial when I fought that for 2 years? They didn't have any evidence on me in the first place.
I don't know
and it
why,
got
sir.
dismissed. It got dismissed.
I don't know why.
Why would I keep messing with my life?
You
like
want to
that?
tell me what your counterclaim is?
Yes, so there is a loss of wages, which I...
What?
There were 5 court appearances that I had to go to that I missed work for.
Who cares?
And then the other is the $2,000 is for my assault for when he assaulted me, because when I hit him, I did hit him, but I hit him in self-defense because he was assaulting me.
I don't understand. So you want your lost wages, which you're not getting.
Okay.
You didn't go to a doctor, hospital, anything else for these marks that I can hardly see in your photographs.
Correct.
Okay? And you went to work, so you didn't miss a day of work, even the day after the incident.
Yeah, so the work that I missed was for courts.
I don't care.
Okay.
What else?
That's it.
Do you see your daughter regularly?
Nah, I ain't.
Shh. The protective order says that you can see your daughter.
Yes,
If you
ma'am.
contact her mother.
Yes, ma'am, and I've reached out to her mama. She ain't never got back to me.
Nope.
So, no, there's
That's
only one
inaccurate.
thing to do now, and as soon as I leave here, please believe I'm gonna do it. Yep, it's coming. It's coming.
What?
I'm about to file for visitation. I ain't seen my
Well,
daughter
that's
in
a
2
very,
years.
very good idea, Mr. Polidori.
Why?
That's a very good idea that you file for visitation.
100%.
It would have been my first stop, not in civil court, but my first stop was to file to see my daughter.
Can I say
not
something?
Not file for what?
Well, I gotta get my life right. I can't, after all this, I've had to rebuild everything. I lost my job. A whole bunch of stuff happened behind this, so I have to rebuild my life. I am working right now, yes, and of course, I'm gonna go file for visitation with my daughter, but I had to get my stuff right. I can't go and my baby's life just broke down. Come on, man, I ain't gonna do that. Now, I'm in a position to where I can go do it, because this is bogus. This is so bogus.
So then you should go to family court
100%,
and
I'll
get
do
it
it.
straight.
Yep.
This is not the court for you to get it straight. I can't do that for you.
I'm not asking you to. I'm asking you to give me the money she owed me.
She doesn't owe you any money.
She don't owe me money for busting my leg like that?
What I said to you is you had an opportunity to question whether or not
Right.
this act was in self-defense, which she says it was, for this choking. I don't know if that happened, but you had
You
an
see the
absolute
pictures.
opportunity when you were before a court to say, I did not do that,
I've been
and
saying
I
it for
want a
2 years.
trial on that with a lawyer.
I fought that case for 2 years. That being on my mental...
We're done. I've explained it as best as I can. Your counterclaim is dismissed, as is your claim, sir. I
court-
suggest your next stop is family court.
This court is adjourned.
Destiny Jones for impound fees, parking tickets, and an assault.
Court come to order. All rise.
Have a seat, please.
Judge, case 4018, Casas versus Jones.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Ms. Casas, you sold the defendant an old car.
Yes.
And you claimed that as a result of her not following through with your agreement, which was to register the car immediately, she accumulated tickets, the car became impounded, you had to go and get the car out of impound, you had to do that twice. Ultimately, you repossessed it, she took it back. All of this resulted in expenses for you that far and exceed the value of the car.
Yes.
The defendant, Ms. Jones, says she purchased the car from you. She paid you $1,600 for the car. It was a 2007.
Hyundai Tucson.
Now, when you sold her the car, on what date?
I sold her the car on February 1st, 2024.
What date?
The 25th of February.
No, it's not true.
I have evidence.
I have it right here. Excuse me, Your Honor. I have them.
Shh. Show me what you have to demonstrate that the car was sold on February 1st, and you can show me what you have that established the car was sold on February 25th. What's this $200 finder's fee?
My cousin charged us both $100 each for connecting us together and her selling the car to me. So I paid her that the day of purchasing the vehicle.
Well, I don't know whether you did or whether you didn't.
And then the transaction fee, sorry, on the other page.
Well, I have your release of liability, but that's in May.
But it says on the date over there, on the date that I sold her the car.
Well, you put the date.
Yes.
You put the date in.
Yeah. Why would I do that if I was lying, though, you know?
I don't know,
remember,
because
you know.
because you didn't remember, but you put the date in. This doesn't have anything that suggests that it was the beginning of February as opposed to February 25th. You got a release of liability of the car on May 1st.
Yes. Well, may I, Your Honor?
No, not yet. Had the car been registered at the time that you sold it?
Yes, it was registered to me, Your Honor. I have the registration if you'd like to see it.
I just want to know, when you sell a car, you live in California?
Yes.
When you sell a car in California, you have to have, along with the title, you have to give a smog test that's valid within the last 90 days. Did you have that?
Yes, I do.
I'd like to see it.
Yes.
This car was smogged 11/24/2023. Why couldn't you register the car?
When I went to register the car, the car would needed to be smogged. I have my title saying that it's a temporary registration. She didn't provide me the smog certificate when I purchased the car off of her.
She never asked me for it, Your Honor, but I would have gave it to her if she would have asked me.
Well, that's a problem,
I understand, Your Honor.
because you have to provide this.
This is my first time with selling a car or having experience, so, but I held on to it, and I do know that now, Your Honor, so I
Okay,
do
but-
understand where I was wrong.
So she couldn't register the car without a smog test unless you had it retested. But when you purchased the car from her sometime in mid-February, when you purchased the car from her, she did in fact give you the title.
She gave me the title 2 days after because we were supposed to meet at the DMV.
Which she never did because
Shh, just a second. She gave you the title.
Yes.
On what date?
She gave me the title on the 27th.
Okay, so now you have the title, and now it's up to you to get the car smogged. Do you work?
At the moment, no.
No, not at the moment.
No.
Then,
Then, no.
what did you need a car for?
To see my daughter. She lives in Whittier and I live in South Central.
Between February 27th and May 1st, did you see your daughter? Is not an answer.
Yes, I did.
And you drove there.
Yes, I did.
And you drove there in her car. That would be
No,
a yes.
I drove there in my car.
Well, you drove there in a car that you had purchased from her but didn't complete your contract with her. You drove a car where she had given you the title to the car so that you had the ability to register it. You just had to do a little more work. So it's not that you didn't have use of a car. You had use of a car, but she had all the liability because it was still in her name. You're smart enough to understand that, right? You're smart enough to understand that if the car is still in her name, then she will be responsible for parking tickets or moving tickets that you get for the car because her name is still the registered owner of that car, right?
Yes.
Great.
Car buyer Destiny Jones purchased her car and never transferred the title, causing Karen to receive parking tickets in her name.
Now I'd like you to show me tickets that accumulated on the car between, let's say, the third week in February and May 1st when you finally removed yourself from libel for the car.
Your Honor?
I don't need to speak to you yet. Okay, so here's one parking ticket that's on the 26th of February. So 26th, according to you, you had the car. So this is your ticket.
Okay, that's fine, yes.
Did you pay it? You got it. Listen to me.
I didn't
No. That's baloney. You got it because it wasn't a moving ticket. You parked on the street where there was no parking, street cleaning. So when you got back to the car, there was a ticket which you took and discarded. Okay, and here you were double parking in March. Who is at street?
I live on...
Well, then what were you double parking for?
I live in South Central, and the apartment complex I moved into doesn't have a parking lot for their tenants, and the parking is really, really bad there. I have pictures of the streets, like in the middle of the day.
What does that have to do with her? You get a parking ticket because you double parked your car, then you pay it.
Your Honor, if she would have provided me the smog certificate when she sold me the vehicle, then nothing would have been in her name.
Listen to me. Shoulda, woulda, coulda. What did that have to do with you double parking the car? You were driving it. Duh. You were driving the car. You were violating the rules by not parking it in the right place. What does that have to do with smog? Explain it to me. Maybe I'm stupid. What does the fact that you didn't get a smog receipt have to do with you violating the law, getting tickets, and not paying them in a car that you were using. Can you explain that to me? No, you can't. Okay, good. Not as dumb as I thought. Okay, so you were getting these, there were 2 parking tickets, is that right?
Yes.
Okay. And you sort of got fed up with the 2 parking tickets and you tried to contact her. That didn't work out.
So I reported the car stolen because
I understand. That's where I'm getting to.
Okay.
But the car was not stolen. So you know that that's not the right thing to do. It wasn't stolen. She had paid you for the car.
Your
You
Honor.
were turned over the title to the car. The car wasn't stolen, madam.
May I, Your Honor?
Sure.
Okay, so upon selling her the car, when she gave me the money, I told her we had a verbal agreement, and I said, if you don't take me to the DMV tomorrow, because I did not want to be liable for anything, that I could give you the money back. Goes, all bets are out the door. Okay, we had a verbal agreement. She knew that, and she never came.
What does that have to do with you reporting?
She wasn't answering her phone, Your Honor. I had started getting tickets in the mail already, and so when I was trying to contact her, she wasn't answering my phone calls. So I figured if I got her attention by reporting the car stolen, that she would see maybe I should transfer the title to her
I just
name,
want to
you
tell
know?
you something. It's expedient, but when you falsely report an incident, which is what you did, you falsely reported a crime.
Yes, Your Honor.
Not a breach of some civil contract.
That's how.
But you falsely reported a crime. That is a crime.
I understand, Your Honor.
Okay, I just want you to understand that people can't do that and sort of resort to, because it's expedient, well, I'll report it stolen, and that way the police will get involved, and that way it'll get her attention. That's not what the police are there for. The police are there to take care of crimes. This is not one. Just letting you know.
Okay.
Okay. Now, then the car was impounded.
Yes, Your Honor.
Why was the car impounded?
Because she reported it stolen.
And is that when you had to retrieve the car?
Yes, so
Just a second. Then you had to retrieve the car.
Yes, ma'am.
Because you reported it stolen and they picked it up. And how much was that?
It was $900 the first time.
Okay, so that you don't get back because you don't get rewarded for committing a crime.
I understand, Your Honor.
Okay?
Okay.
Now, the car was impounded a second time because you took the car back. Did you get the car back?
Yeah, the date.
Shh! Did you get the car back?
Yes,
On what date?
on April 2nd.
How did you get the car back?
Karen told me where it was at. It was at her father's house.
That's not true.
You got the car back on April 2nd. Mm-hmm. Uh-huh is not an answer. Yes is an answer. Was the car impounded again?
Yes,
On what date?
May 20th.
For what?
For allegedly blocking a driveway
Blocking a driveway where?
on the street I live on.
Okay. Where's the car now?
I have it. It's outside.
Is it now registered in your name?
The car, I registered the car.
That's
April
either
2nd.
yes or no.
Yes,
On what date?
April 2nd. I have the evidence.
May I see the registration for the car, please? Okay, so as of the beginning of April, the car is registered in her name. Now, the car was towed a second time on what date?
They retrieved it on 5/20/2024, and it was also in the impound for 19 days.
Well, 5/20, what did you take it out of impound for?
19 days later, well, because they sent me a letter because I was still the registered owner at that time.
No, not on May 20th.
But that's what the tow yard people here, this from the tow yard.
They're mistaken. According to this, she registered the car in April.
Well, Your Honor, the tow yard had informed me, and they sent me a letter saying that I was still the legal registered owner and that she was just an interested party.
What I'm telling you is...
I believe you, Your Honor.
Your problem is, if the tow company was wrong, which clearly, based upon this, which was stamped April 2nd, and if they towed the car because she was double parked on May 20th, then the tow company got it wrong.
Yeah.
Then you can't sue her, you sue the tow company.
But she still wasn't able to get it out. It was in there for 19 days.
Who cares?
19 days.
It had nothing to do with you anymore.
At that time, I wasn't aware of that. I didn't know that, you know?
You were aware of it because
I-
you were aware of it because in the beginning of May, you signed a release of liability of motor vehicles.
Yes, I did.
So you were aware of the fact that a month before, because it was released to you in June, you were aware of the fact that you would sign this release of liability because you were concerned about her. Okay, I would take this up with the tow company. If I were you, I'd be more than delighted to hear it.
Okay.
If everything is as you indicate, that the tow company got it wrong. All they had to do was upgrade their information about this car, and they would have found out that the defendant was the registered owner. And if she wanted to get it out, she'd have to stop blocking other people's driveways. Okay.
Karen Casas is accusing car buyer Destiny Jones of purchasing her car and never transferring the title. Karen also claims Destiny assaulted her, but Destiny says it was self-defense.
So who paid these parking tickets?
My friend Bob, he lent me the money, and he was holding on to the car for me until I was able to pay him back, which I did pay him
I just wanted you to show me receipts that the parking tickets were paid.
My friend Bob's not around right now. He's
Well,
sick,
and then I actually can't help you. They wouldn't have allowed her to register the car if there were outstanding parking tickets on it. So I don't know who paid for the parking tickets, but you have no proof that you paid for the parking tickets. Okay, now after the car was impounded for the second time, you claim she assaulted you.
Yes.
Tell me when and where that happened.
Okay, it was 2 days after the car had gotten out, and she...
Gotten out of when?
The tow yard, the second time.
The second time, so that was in June?
Yes, June 7th.
Now, the car was in impound for 19 days. Why?
I was waiting for my program to assist me with pulling it out of the impound. I live in with the homeless program. They helped me pay my rent and stuff, so they were gonna assist me with getting the car out of the impound.
But you didn't.
No, I didn't. Her and her friend pulled it out of the impound, and I also have a police report. I filed a police report when I needed to retrieve the vehicle back from him.
Okay, so you found out where the car was, and you got it back from her friend. Is not an answer.
Sorry,
yes,
Your
it's
Honor.
an answer.
Yes.
Okay, and after that, you had a confrontation with her. Tell me about that.
I was in my vehicle that I bought from her. She approached me to my vehicle, walking towards me, and she was calling me names.
That's not true.
And she wanted to fight me. So I walked up to her. When I walked up to her, she hit me with her dog leash, and then I defended myself.
Well, let me ask you this question. We're going to go back slowly. According to you, you were sitting in your car, in the driver's seat?
I was in the passenger seat.
In the passenger seat. Who was driving?
My friend.
Who doesn't have a
Friend,
license?
shh. So your friend's driving?
Yes.
And you were in the passenger seat? And she approached you while you were sitting in the passenger seat?
I got out of the vehicle and
Oh, that's a different story. So she's
that's-
calling, just a second. So she's calling you names, and instead of staying in the car, you got out of the car. And then what happened when you got out of the car?
when I walked up to her,
So you walked up to her?
she was already walking to me.
Show me somewhere in the room where she was when you got out of the car.
For instance, I was in the vehicle over here, and she was over here at this black wall. And she
So
was
from
walking
there,
towards
just
me.
a second. So from there, she's walking and shouting at you. So she didn't come up to the car window and start screaming at you.
No.
She was far away when she allegedly started to call you names.
Yes.
And then you got out of the car.
Yes.
And you were exchanging bad names back and forth.
I didn't exchange any names with her. She
So what
exchanged
did
names
you-
with me.
so
I
what did you
approached her.
do?
I
You
approached
approached
her,
her and
then she hit me with the dog leash.
she did?
Yes.
No, I
Well,
didn't
what were
hear
you, just a second, what were you going to do when you approached her? Shh, stop and think. You approached her, and she was clearly close enough so that according to you, she could hit you with the dog's leash, and according to you, you weren't saying anything to her. What did you approach her for?
Well, I wanted to know why she was even doing all of this stuff, why she even did all of this to begin with. I didn't do anything wrong. She failed to provide me the smog certificate when I purchased the vehicle. If she would have provided me the smog certificate, then none of this would even be happening.
That's what I have to deal with, Your Honor.
All right. Tell me your version of what happened after the car was released the second time.
So by the shelter that I live at in Whittier, it was off of Greenleaf at a 7-Eleven right there on the corner. There was video surveillance of it, and so I approached her, and she was already coming out all crazy at me, and she hit me first, Your Honor, and I told her, let me put my dog down, let me tie my dog up, because I was ready to fight back and defend myself, okay, and that's the truth, okay? She wouldn't let me tie my dog up, so she continued to assault me and start hitting me, so I was just trying to, protect myself, and I did hit her with the dog leash, because that's all I had. My dog ended up getting stepped on, and so when I went to go grab my dog, because my attention then went to my dog, so I picked him up, and she pushed me in the street, Like, she kicked me, and I almost got hit by a car, Your Honor.
Okay.
There is video surveillance of it, and the 7-Eleven...
I'd like to see it.
Well, the 7-Eleven, they told me I had to get a subpoena.
Don't tell me what they told you. If I don't have it, it doesn't exist. You have a police
You're right.
report.
I couldn't retrieve it in time, Your Honor.
So you don't have a police report?
I don't, Your Honor.
Do you have any medical proof that you saw any facility, urgent care, emergency room? The answer is yes or no?
No, Your Honor.
Do you have any photographs of your injuries?
No, Your Honor.
All righty. So we have A, no proof that you paid the parking tickets. We have B, a first impound of the car that happened as a result of you committing a crime and reporting a stolen vehicle, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
We have a second impound of the car because the towing company failed to adequately research who owned the car. So she's not responsible for that. That's the towing company. And you have no proof of the assault, of any injuries as a result of this confrontation between the two of you. No police reports, no video surveillance that you say exists, and no medical reports because you didn't seek medical attention. Am I correct?
Yes, Your
on
Honor.
all of those things? Perfect. Case is dismissed. We're done. Thank you very much.
This court is adjourned.
You were interested in her daycare. Okay, I have video footage of the children with me. And I have pictures. I don't want none of this, you don't. Oh my God. You have a bad memory. And there's some people that just will never get it. And they will go through life never getting it. This is Judy Justice.